getting America strong again. That's what an American president has to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the next President of the United States, Governor Mitt Romney.
Denver, Colorado. You guys are the best. What a welcome. Thank you. And thank you to Joe D. for kicking things off for us tonight. And we have some special guests here tonight. As you know, I just want to go through a couple of names. We got some congressmen here. Congressman Mike Kaufman, Congressman Cory Gardner, Congressman Doug Lamborn, Congressman Scott Tipton, and also some candidates for U.S. Congress, one from right here, of course, Joe Coors in the 7th District. And from the 7th District, Kevin Lundberg, and from the 1st District, Danny Stroud. And by the way, Bob Beaupre, who got things started today, is his birthday. Happy birthday, Bob. And it's good to be here in the home of the Jaguars. Congratulations, you guys. What a beautiful place this is. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been an interesting week. The president was being interviewed, and I guess he said something a little unusual. He said, you know, you can't change Washington from the inside, you can only change it from the outside. We're going to give him that chance on November 6th. Now and then when I go to various rallies like this, there'll be a couple of people who will start chanting 4 more years, 4 more years. That's fine. They can express their First Amendment right. But I usually follow up with asking these questions. Do you want 4 more years of 8% or higher unemployment? No! Do you want 4 more years with 23 million Americans struggling to find a good job? No! Do you want 4 more years where every single year median incomes go down? No! Do you want 4 more years where half the kids coming out of college can't find a college-level job? No! Look, it's very clear. We can't afford 4 more years like the last 4 years. That's why we're going to get change finally in Washington that the people of America deserve. I happen to think that this election is going to be an election of a very clear choice of 2 very different paths for America. And on one hand, you have the president's choice, which is the choice of status quo, which is saying he's going to continue the policies of the last 4 years. He calls his campaign slogan Forward. And I think forewarned is a better because what he's promising is the things he's done before. He's promising another stimulus. He wants to do that. He wants to pick winners and losers with investments in various businesses like he did last time. He's promised he's going to raise taxes. He's done that before. He wants to do that again. And so these promises he's made, we don't have to guess what the results will be. We've seen the results. We don't like the results. That's why that man needs to get out of that office and let someone get there to take America in a different place. You've heard what he said before. And now it's very clear he's out of ideas and he's out of excuses, and November will get him out of office. So we got that work to do, and this is the state to do it. I'm counting on Colorado. This could be the state that takes it over the edge. This is the state that will get us Now I take a very different path. His choice is status quo. My choice and the path I would take is bold new ideas to deal with an economy that's very different than what we've experienced before. My choice will lead us in a path that creates 12 million new jobs and rising take-home pay. And people say, how are you going to do that? Let me tell you, 5 key steps. One, we have kind of an ace in the hole that came along to us because someone learned how to drill into the earth, not just vertically, but horizontally, and so they can tap into oil and gas, and so we have extraordinary resources in both of those sources of energy. And so my plan is to make sure we take full advantage of oil, gas, coal, nuclear, renewables, and get American energy independence. 5 years. And we know how to do that. The President has cut in half the permits and licenses on federal land and federal waters. I will double those licenses and permits. I'll make sure we drill in the Outer Continental Shelf and drill in Alaska, and I'll bring in that pipeline from Canada. Number two, we have to make sure that trade works for us, and opening up new markets for trade in Latin America and around the world is a good thing for a nation like us that's highly productive. At the same time, we have to recognize that if there are nations that cheat on trade, we have to hold them accountable. China has cheated. I will stop them from cheating and stealing American jobs. Number three, we have to give our workers the skills they need for the jobs of today, but we also have to make sure that our young people get the skills they need for the jobs of tomorrow, and that means we cannot sit still with our schools performing nationwide in the bottom third or bottom quartile of world competition. This is the nation that invented public education. We have to be the nation that lifts up the quality of our education. We know how to do it. We know what the key is. And the key is this: put our kids and their parents and the teachers first, and put the teachers' union behind. So number one is energy. Number two is making sure that we have trade that works for us. Number three is getting the skills we need to succeed. And number four, if we're going to get entrepreneurs to start an enterprise, put people to work, or if we're going to have some big company decide to build a new factory and put more people to work, they're going to have to believe that we're not on the road to Greece. But this president, with trillion-dollar deficits, has put us on that road. And if I'm president, what I will do is I'll cut federal spending, I'll cap federal spending as a percentage of the economy, and I will finally get us on track to a balanced budget. And number five, I want to champion small business. I want to make it... make it easier for people in small businesses to grow and expand and hire more people. This is a jobs plan. These 5 steps are designed to create more jobs. And small business is where 2/3 of the jobs were created over the last 15 years. And yet the president has a different plan. He plans on raising taxes on 1 million small businesses from 35% to 40%. That'll kill jobs. He also has a massive regulatory burden that keeps on crushing a lot of our small businesses. And then he has a very special idea, which is he wants to take away the rights of American workers to decide by secret ballot if they want a union or not. He wants these unions to be imposed on them. Look, my agenda is to do everything I can to help small business, to encourage small business, to allow it to grow and put more people to work. We do those things, we'll create 12 million jobs. To tell you, I've seen American entrepreneurship and innovation at work. As I've gone across America and had a chance to meet a number of you at events like this, I've had the experience of meeting some entrepreneurs have been very impressive. I find people. I was with a woman who said to me that she had her own business. I said, well, how'd you get started? She said, well, my husband lost his job and he took a class in upholstering. And she said, because I was a better business mind in the family, I started a company and hired him as my first employee. And then she went on to hire 39 more people as upholsterers. And so she has a leading upholstery business. She saw an opportunity, and she built an enterprise that employs people.
And she built
I met another guy. Yeah, and she built it. And she built it. It's exactly right. She built it. I met Sarah Fry from Illinois, by the way, and another woman entrepreneur, and she came to a big fundraising event of mine. I said, you know, how did you begin your business? She said, well, I began at age 16 selling pumpkins from the back of my pickup truck. She now sells more pumpkins and melons than any other organization in the United States of America. It's absolutely amazing. Entrepreneurs. Yeah, she built it too, didn't she? Let me mention another one that I saw, Jim Leoto. Jim is from Central Illinois, and he graduated second in his high school class. Second from the bottom, that is. Don't take too many lessons from this, young people, but he graduated from second from the bottom, and he decided that college was not likely to be part of his future, so he went to his dad and said, can I get a loan from you, and if I can, we'll split the business 50-50. He wanted a food business of some kind, and his dad agreed, and then he went out and priced the equipment he wanted, a hamburger griddle, those rollers that heat up hot dogs, and you know, the exhaust fan and all that. And by the time he priced it out, he realized he couldn't possibly pay for it with the money he had. So he concluded the only thing he could do with the kind of money he was able to borrow was to make sandwiches, because sandwiches don't take a lot of equipment. So he set up some stainless steel tables in a garage and made sandwiches, and then delivered them to people at work. And now Jimmy John's has 1,500 restaurants. And employs 60,000 people, and you're right, he built it. If we do those 5 things, because I know the entrepreneurial, innovative spirit is still alive and well in America, you're going to see this country come roaring back. I understand what it is that made America's economy work from the very beginning. The founders recognized something profound, inspired, wise. And that was that our rights came not from the king, but our rights came from God himself. And among those rights, and you know them, among those rights were life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. We would be free, that we trip off that last phrase sometime without thinking about it very much, but we would be free in America to pursue happiness as we choose. We would not have a massive government taking more and more from us, telling us what kind of doctor we could have or what kind of insurance we must have. We would not have a government telling us that we had to join a union whether we wanted to vote for them or not. That's not what America was in their minds. Instead, we would have individuals pursuing their own dreams. This is a nation of dreamers. Dreamers who came here, dreamers who still come here from other places legally, those who are already here. We build this country, we build this economy. Ladies and gentlemen,